Have you ever felt like the ground beneath your feet just vanished? One moment, everything is stable, predictable. The next, it's all gone. One day, you're celebrating a promotion, planning a future, and the next, you're packing up your desk, the words restructuring and layoffs echoing in your ears. Or maybe it wasn't a job. Maybe it was a routine Dr. S visit that turned your world upside down with a diagnosis you never saw coming. A phone call in the middle of the night, a relationship that was your rock, suddenly crumbling into dust. These are the moments that test us, the sudden storms that roll in without warning. We plan, we build, we strive, assuming the foundation is solid. We build our lives like houses, carefully choosing the location, laying the bricks of our careers, our relationships, our health. We decorate the rooms with our dreams and hopes. And for a while, it's beautiful, it feels safe. But what happens when the earthquake hits? When the floodwaters rise? That's where so many of us find ourselves at some point, standing in the wreckage of what we thought was a secure life, looking at the sky and asking, why? It's a place of profound uncertainty, a disorienting freefall. In these moments, the promises we've held on to, the faith we thought we had, is put to the ultimate test. It's not a theoretical exam anymore. It's the real, raw, painful thing. What do you do when the life you knew is gone and the future is a terrifying, blank page? When the crisis hits, when the rug is pulled out from under you, the first response is often a desperate cry for help. We turn to the heavens, our hearts raw, and we plead, God, where are you? Help me. Fix this, please. We pray with an urgency we've never known before. We open our Bibles, searching for a verse, a promise, anything to cling to. We expect an answer, a sign, a miracle, a whisper of comfort in the raging storm. But what if the only thing you hear is silence, a deafening, echoing silence from heaven? You pray, but the words seem to hit the ceiling and fall back down, empty. You read the scriptures, but the words on the page feel distant, written for someone else in another time. The storm outside rages on, and now a storm of doubt begins to churn within. This silence is one of the most difficult trials of faith. It feels like abandonment. It feels like you've been left alone in the dark. And in that silence, other voices get louder. The voice of fear whispers, you're all alone. No one is coming to save you. You're going to lose everything. The voice of shame chimes in. You must have done something wrong to deserve this. If your faith was stronger, God would answer. Then there's the voice of cynicism, maybe from well-meaning friends or even from yourself. See, it was all just wishful thinking. There's no one up there listening. These voices are relentless. They pick at the foundations of your belief, exploiting the cracks of fear and disappointment. The silence from heaven, combined with the noise of doubt, creates a perfect storm for a crisis of faith. You start to question everything you thought you knew. Was God ever really there? Did I just imagine it all? This is the wilderness. It's a lonely, frightening place where the path forward is completely obscured. You're left wondering if you should just give up, turn back, and try to salvage what you can on your own. You've been in this wilderness for what feels like an eternity. The initial shock has worn off, replaced by a deep, weary ache. The silence from heaven continues, and the voices of doubt are your constant companions. You are standing at a crossroad. It's not a physical intersection, but a profound, spiritual one. Down one path lies what seems like the logical choice, letting go. You could decide that this whole faith thing was a nice idea, but it doesn't work in the real world. You could rely solely on your own strength, your own intellect, your own hustle. It's the path of self-reliance, of building your walls high and trusting no one but yourself. It feels safer, more practical. It means giving up on God, because God, it seems, has given up on you. Then there's the other path. It's rocky, unclear, and disappears into the mist. This is the path of trust. It makes no logical sense. It's a decision to believe in a God you cannot hear, to trust a plan you cannot see. It's choosing to stand on promises that feel empty right now. It's a declaration made not from a place of confident feeling, but from a place of defiant will. It's looking into the void of silence and whispering back, even if you don't answer, I will still trust you. Even if my circumstances don't change, I will still believe you are good. Even if I am walking through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. This is the decision. It's not a one-time choice, but a daily, sometimes hourly, recommitment. It is the moment where faith moves from being announced something you have to a verb something you do. It's the conscious, deliberate act of choosing God in the face of all evidence to the contrary. It's the most difficult and most powerful decision you will ever make. Which path will you choose? When you make that defiant choice to trust, something begins to shift. Not necessarily on the outside, at first. The job might not reappear overnight. The medical report might not magically change. The storm may still be raging, but the shift happens inside you. You start to see your situation not just as a catastrophe, but as a classroom. Faith in action isn't about sitting back and waiting for a rescue. It's about getting up and taking the next right step, guided by trust. It's sending out that one extra resume, even when you've been rejected 100 times. It's showing up to the chemotherapy appointment with a heart full of prayer, not just dread. It's choosing to speak with kindness to your family, even when your heart is breaking. It's the small, daily acts of obedience and courage, done not in your own strength, but in reliance on a strength beyond your own. This is where the transformation happens. You learn a new kind of resilience. Not the brittle resilience of self-reliance, but a flexible, durable strength that comes from being rooted in something unshakable. You start to find peace, not in the absence of the storm, but in the presence of God within the storm. Your joy is no longer dependent on your circumstances, because it's sourced from a deeper well. You become less focused on God changing your situation and more aware of how He is changing you through the situation. He is forging in you qualities you never knew you needed: patience, endurance, and a profound empathy for others who are suffering. You are being rebuilt, not from the outside in, but from the inside out. The rubble of your old life is becoming the raw material for something new, something stronger. Remember the house we talked about? The one built on a weak foundation that was swept away by the storm. The Bible talks about two kinds of builders. The foolish builder, who builds his house on the sand. It looks great when the sun is shining. It's easy, it's quick. But when the rains come, and the streams rise, and the winds blow and beat against that house, it falls with a great crash. The foundation of circumstance, of personal success, of perfect health, it's all sand. But the wise builder, the one who has walked through the fire and chosen to trust, builds their house differently. They dig down, past the easy, sandy surface. They do the hard work of building their life on the rock. That rock is a relationship with God, forged in the fires of uncertainty and cemented by a choice to trust. When you choose faith in the silence, when you act in trust despite your fear, you are laying a foundation on this rock. So when the next storm comes, and it will, your house will stand, not because the storm is any less fierce, but because your foundation is unshakable. The winds will blow, the rains will fall, but you will not be moved. Your life becomes a testament, a lighthouse. You're no longer just surviving the storm. You're a beacon of hope for others who are lost in their own. You can look at them with true empathy and say, I know it's hard. I know you feel alone, but I also know the one who can anchor you. Let me tell you about the rock I built my life on. This is the ultimate outcome of choosing faith in the crisis. Not just your own survival, but the ability to guide others to safety. Your greatest trial becomes your most powerful testimony. Thanks so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that explores faith in the real world. We'd love to have you on this journey with us.